Pregnant Meghan Markle got a tattoo in Morocco, and the inking has a very significant meaning. For an expectant parent, the period leading up to the birth of their child can be incredibly exciting. Prince Harry and Meghan Markle can certainly relate to that, as their first baby is due in April 2019. And with that in mind, their last overseas trip before her big day took an interesting turn. Harry was born in September 1984 and grew up with his older brother Prince William and their parents Prince Charles and Princess Diana. And as members of the British royal family, the youngsters had plenty of advantages during those early years. However, their mother also put an intriguing plan in place at that time. Indeed, Diana wanted to normalize certain activities for William and Harry as children, belying their royal status. And on that note, photographers often saw the brothers in places such as fast food eateries and theme parks with their mother. But despite her best efforts to ground her sons, there were some unavoidable issues. The media took a keen interest in Charles and Diana's children, with a group of cameramen capturing Harry's arrival at school on his first day in 1987. While the press lurked in the background, though, his education continued on as per normal, becoming a student at the Wetherby School in London, England, 2 years later. Harry joined his older brother William at that facility, before the pair both enrolled at another institute a few years later. He then followed the latter to the Ludgrove School based in Berkshire, England, at that point. However, the following period proved incredibly challenging for the young royals, as they faced some major changes back home. That's because in December 1992 Charles and Diana announced their separation, through then Prime Minister John Major. And as a result of that, William and Harry engaged in various activities with their estranged parents, ahead of their eventual divorce some 4 years later. In 1997, though, everything changed. Tragically, Diana died in a car accident that August, with her funeral taking place the following month. Unsurprisingly, Harry found it incredibly difficult to cope with what happened, which led to a heartbreaking admission 2 decades later. Indeed, the royal revealed how he dealt with his grief over that period. "I can safely say that losing my mom at the age of 12, and therefore shutting down all of my emotions for the last 20 years, has had a quite serious effect on not only my personal life but my work as well," Harry told UK newspaper The Telegraph in April 2017. And on that note, he explained his mindset after Diana's passing. "My way of dealing with it was sticking my head in the sand, refusing to ever think about my mom, because why would that help?" Harry continued. "It's only going to make you sad, it's not going to bring her back. So from an emotional side, I was like, right, don't ever let your emotions be part of anything." Meanwhile, though Harry eventually got some help for those issues, his life prior to that had plenty more ups and downs. Indeed, from joining the military to facing down a few tabloid controversies, the royal was no stranger to the public eye. But in 2016 everything changed again after he met Meghan Markle. Meghan was born in August 1981 and grew up in Los Angeles, California, alongside her parents Thomas and Doria. Taking an interest in acting, she eventually became a student at the Northwestern University School of Communication, where she studied theater and international relations. And the year before her graduation, the aspiring actress enjoyed a big moment. Indeed, Meghan made her small-screen debut in 2002, earning a part in the long-running television drama General Hospital. Following that brief appearance, the Los Angeles native's next role didn't come for another 2 years, when she featured in an episode of the sci-fi series Century City. From there, Meghan made her big screen debut in 2005, taking on a minor role in the romantic comedy A Lot Like Love. In addition to that, the actress also featured in a number of other TV shows during that period, as she continued to establish herself. However, her career really took off in 2011. Following roles in projects such as Remember Me, Fringe, CSI, Miami and Horrible Bosses, Meghan joined the cast of the TV show Suits that year. Playing Rachel Zane, she appeared in over 100 episodes of the legal drama before leaving in 2018. And that decision came as a result of some major changes in her life. Some 2 years prior to that, Meghan met Prince Harry in Toronto, Canada, while the royal was spreading the word about the Invictus Games. From there, the famous pair formed a romantic relationship, going public with the news in November 2016. And then around 12 months later, they made an even bigger revelation. Indeed, Harry and Meghan got engaged in November 2017, with the wedding scheduled for May 2018. The high-profile ceremony took place at Windsor Castle, leading to another significant moment for the pair. And prior to their coupling, they took on their new royal titles of the Duke and Duchess of Sussex. In the months after Harry and Meghan's wedding, Kensington Palace then made an exciting announcement regarding their first tour together as husband and wife. The statement read, "The Duke and Duchess of Sussex will undertake an official visit to Australia, Fiji, the Kingdom of Tonga, and New Zealand in the autumn. Their Royal Highnesses have been invited to visit the realms of Australia and New Zealand by the countries' respective governments," the statement added. The Duke and Duchess will visit the Commonwealth countries of Fiji and Tonga at the request of the Foreign and Commonwealth Office. Meanwhile, the couple had more big news on the horizon in October 2018. Indeed, it was revealed that Meghan was pregnant, with the baby due in April 2019. And this came just a short while after Harry's brother William welcomed his third child, Prince Louis, into the world. Despite that announcement, though, the royal couple continued to carry out their duties together over the next few months. In February 2019, Harry and Meghan arrived in Asni, Morocco, visiting a very special boarding school in the town. The facility, which is operated by the Education for All initiative, houses teenage girls from across the region. As a result, they can receive the next stage of their education, unlike a lot of other girls in that area. Very few girls from the rural communities of the High Atlas Mountains get the opportunity of continuing their education beyond primary school, reads a statement on the Education for All website. Secondary schools, mostly several kilometers away in larger towns, are not accessible to them. The site then listed some of the reasons why. The girls' parents cannot afford to pay for lodgings or transport near secondary schools, the website continued. Their parents, also, do not have the confidence in existing facilities to entrust their daughters to be away from home. And while the higher-ups in Morocco are attempting to address the problem, it is a widespread issue. Indeed, the Education for All website revealed some concerning statistics on that front. It wrote, despite the Moroccan government's support of education policy and women's rights, half of the country is not literate. And in rural areas, up to 83% of women are illiterate. We believe investing in girls' education is essential, as an educated girl educates her family and whole community. With that in mind, Harry and Meghan met the students at the Education for All boarding school in Asni, getting a first-hand look at their work. And by that point, the latter was around 7 months pregnant, edging ever closer to the big day. So on that note, this was set to be her final royal tour before the birth. However, as Harry and Meghan toured the school, they were then taken aside by one of the students. Noticing the Duchess' baby bump, Samira Wadi offered to give her a special henna tattoo on her left hand. After accepting the request, she and her husband sat down while the teenager got to work. So Wadi proceeded to paint a flower pattern on Meghan's hand and forearm, with the tattoo serving a traditional purpose in Morocco. Indeed, when a pregnant woman reaches her 7th month there, they get a henna. The mark commemorates the health of both the baby and its mom ahead of the big day. After completing the tattoo, Wadi then revealed a bit more about it. She told UK newspaper The Mirror, "It is a traditional practice for pregnant women in Morocco. It is to bring luck for the baby. The mark itself usually stays on the skin for a few weeks, with the material coming from the bark of a henna plant." Now sporting a brand new tattoo, Meghan continued to tour the boarding school alongside Harry, and the pair met several more students. However, a majority of them could only speak French, leaving the British royal in a tricky position. The same couldn't be said of his wife, though, who put her high school language skills to the test. "What do you want to do when you leave school?" Meghan asked the girls in their native tongue. "Do you want to go to university?" The subsequent responses drew praise from the Los Angeles native, who commended their ambitions of becoming doctors and teachers. She then relayed the answers back to Harry. "It's so impressive that so many of the girls are studying maths and physics and the sciences," Meghan told her husband. "It is really good to see that science is promoted among girls." Meanwhile, several residents at the boarding school were just as impressed with the royal couple. Meghan's French was good and it was a surprise she spoke so well, one of the girls recalled to Sky News. But Harry said he didn't speak French at all. She was better than her husband. Elsewhere, teenager Ta.ttoo lavished even more praise upon Meghan. Indeed, she noted her reaction to one thing in particular. "We have been learning about the Duchess," Ta.ttoo revealed to the Mirror. "She is a beautiful lady," Elle told her. "I will be a science teacher," and she seemed very impressed. In addition to that, student Nawal 8 Idmau said of Harry and Meghan, "They both seemed very impressed by what was happening at our school." After touring the boarding school, Harry and Meghan were then greeted by two more youngsters outside the facility. Indeed, Rania and Rayana Minahum, sisters of both British and Moroccan descent, spoke to the couple bathed in sunshine. "Hi girls, how are you?" the Duchess asked them. "Thanks for waiting to see us." Rania and Rayana's mother then explained why the youngsters were at the boarding school that day. Claire Mikagi told the Mirror, "It was so lovely. Meghan and Harry stopped to speak to the girls. I wanted them to come as they are half Moroccan and half British. Because Rania and Rayana live in Morocco, they know about their British side," Mikagi added. "But I wanted them to celebrate their British side as well." Meanwhile, the henna tattoo wasn't the only Moroccan tradition that Harry and Meghan respected on their memorable trip to the school in ASNI. Indeed, after shaking hands with each of the students, Harry and Meghan then touched their hearts. But they weren't the only ones to be excited by the Duke and Duchess visit, though. Thomas Riley, the British ambassador to Morocco, was also buzzing ahead of their arrival, as proved by his social media activity. Boasting close to 2,000 followers on Instagram, Riley posted a number of images of his sock collection in February 2019, most of which bore the Union Jack. However, while his posts were certainly tongue-in-cheek, the ambassador's excitement was the result of something more serious. In his mind, Harry and Meghan's visit was incredibly important. Before greeting Harry and Meghan upon their arrival in Morocco, Riley went into a bit more detail regarding their trip. He told UK newspaper The Daily Mail in February 2019, "It's hugely exciting to have Their Royal Highnesses the Duke and Duchess of Sussex here for the next few days. I'm really excited to showcase the vital roles that girls' education and youth employment are playing in shaping modern Morocco." Riley continued. "When we began planning for this visit, I had a very clear view in my mind of the story we wanted this visit to tell." He then outlined some of the other things Harry and Meghan would see, alongside the school. From a girls' education project in the High Atlas Mountains, to programs working with children with disabilities and young people with mental health challenges, to meeting with young social entrepreneurs, Riley added. Harry and Meghan will be shown firsthand the transformational impact of community-based programs and Morocco's changing social attitudes towards women. Thank you for watching video.